For me, I could not have asked for a better situation. This is the bus barn for a local school district. I checked out and I bid on buses all over the state of Arizona, but the one I ended up winning was right here in my backyard the whole time. This is T51, or Tango 51, as Jose the mechanic referred to her. She is a 2004 Bluebird All-American. This 40-foot bus has a Caterpillar 3126 engine, an Allison MD 3060 transmission, full pass-through understorage, and only 163,000 miles on her. This is only my second time seeing her and my first time driving her. This was actually my first time driving anything this long, and I've got to say the whole thing was very pleasant. In fact, my biggest problem I discovered was I was too comfortable driving this. I had to keep reminding myself to treat turns and braking and traffic differently in this. It felt natural and kind of fun, to be honest. We had an opportunity to look at the bus prior to bidding on it. However, I had no idea of all the little things until we actually started it up and took it off the lot. One of the first things I was unaware of that I missed at first was the door switch had been removed previously. That's why you see Mark holding the door closed on this first trip. Once we had her backed into an RV spot on Mark's property, we started with seat removal on day one. Some people grind these bolts off, others use wrenches or drills, and that's exactly what we used. A 3/8" driver bit was used on the long sides or the aisle legs, and a 1/2" socket was needed for the short side that's bolted to the walls. As you can tell, some of the bolts came right off. Others required us to crawl under the bus. One of us would hold a wrench on a nut. The other person removed the bolt from the inside with a drill or a socket. If you're unable to crawl under the bus, you can always wedge a crowbar or something like that underneath the foot of the seats. This pressure allows the bolts to come out with a drill pretty easily. We really just started with taking the easy seats out first. There really was no method or thought behind it other than what was most accessible. For example, the nuts for the middle seats can be accessed by crawling in the understorage, so that's where we started. By the end of the first night, we had about a quarter of the seats removed. I wanted to buy a school bus from a school district, and part of that means all the junk the school kids leave in the bus, that all comes with the purchase. A little bit of trash, but really a lot of gum. There was gum under every seat and just about every nook and cranny. I found it so much better to remove the bottom pad of the seats and separate the seats for removal. It makes stacking them so much more efficient and better. I have 2 hurry heat heaters that need to be removed after the lines have been shut off and drained. The seats do stack much easier without the bottom cushions. This is the rear without the back seats covering the engine compartment. These back seats really come off with a drill. All the seats have been removed. Now it's time to remove the rivets, the side paneling, and the installation behind that. The aisle trim and flooring is relatively easy to unscrew and pull up. To follow this build, like and subscribe.